Today is Monday, so let's get this body weigh in before the run, and then we'll check out body composition today also. $238. That's a new low. Or a new good. Or a new best. Don't expect anything crazy for body composition changes. I feel like it might have changed very small amount, but I don't know. I don't see anything negative. Going in the opposite direction that I'm trying to go. So overall, pretty impressed. Today I'm running in the Hoka Skyward X. Going for an easier day. Still trying to recover from the last long run I did. And I don't know. Like, my lower back kind of hurts. So probably from trying to lift that 200-pound bag. So I won't be doing that today. But what I am doing today is a 5-mile run. But if it turns into a longer effort, even better. It's again pretty warm outside. I expect a lot of sweat loss. Kind of makes me sad that the really nice weather kind of fluctuates a lot in the Midwest. Although I'm sad about the weather being not as nice, I know it will return. And then it'll get too cold. But that's not for a while. In fact, I don't think that there is even such a thing as too cold. Because regardless of the weather, I'm still going to be running in it. Which is fine, I prefer running in colder weather than ridiculously hot weather. Because as they say, you can always put more clothes on, but there's only so much you can take off. Right now, I'm as far down as I can go. I can't take any more off without being arrested. So let's go out there and get our run in. Oh, got my hat, but I need glasses. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Let's go sweat a little. A lot. I had to start walking at mile 3. The sweat was burning my eyes so bad. Oh, I couldn't see in front of me. And I was this part of the road is pretty jaggedy with the freshly graded gravel. So yeah, don't need to twist my ankle or anything. It's unbelievable. Guess it's a lot more humid than I anticipated. Just won't stop pouring into my eyes. I kept wiping them, but all I have to wipe my eyes are my hands, and they're not very effective keeping the sweat out. I wipe the sweat and it just gets replaced with more sweat. But once I cool down and stop sweating so much, I'm gonna pick up the pace again. Don't need to see that. Too much dust in my mouth. There is some wind, but it doesn't take much to pick up this dust since it hasn't rained in, I don't know, 2 weeks maybe. I got another sweat about to drop into my eyeball. I don't know if you can see that, but I can feel it. Oh, just immediately burns. I'm sure you've all had sweat go into your eyeballs before. You know it's not pleasant. The sunscreen I put on today, it says that it's like a new formula, non-burning. So, I mean, I don't think my sweat burns that badly by itself. Maybe it does. I mean, it is salty and the eyeball is sensitive. But wow. Let's just take the sunscreen word for it. I'm a victim here. Anyway, I'm gonna keep on running. Well, that was an awful running experience. It's not even as hot as it has been. You know, that like even in the summertime, I've sweated quite a lot, but not so much sweat has been in my eyes all summer long as it has today. What is that about? I even tried placing my, head in a more upright, or actually lower down position, so the sweat can kind of drop off my brow, skip my eye, and kind of just go down my cheek. Nothing was working. So I've been wiping my eyes constantly until the eyelid has actually started to burn. Yeah. So now that is also burning from all the sweat going into my eyes. Not just my eyeball, but the eyelid itself. So after that 3 mile mark where I had to stop because I couldn't see, I let my eyes dry from just the air blowing into my eyes. I took my sunglasses off like that, so then the wind has more access to dry out my sweat from my eyes. That did not work. I mean, it worked for a little while. I was able to run another mile. Then I got to mile 4. Same thing happened again. Rubbed and rubbed my eyes. So I've pretty much been walking this whole last mile until I get home. because I am in a sour mood. Thank you, sweat. That was possibly the worst run that I've ever been on. Except for those, like sometimes when I do a longer run, I don't eat enough carbs. Today wasn't that case. I had plenty of carbs. But I don't know, like I felt good overall, except the sweat. The sweat was just brutal, just burning eyes so bad. It's like if you stand too close to a campfire and get all that smoke into your eyes, you can't see anything and it burns. That's exactly how I felt. And I was just as blind as standing in smoke. I'm just glad I didn't damage anything. My ankles, I mean. Alright, let's see what the after run weigh-in is. Not expecting a whole lot because I feel like I didn't do a whole lot. But we'll see. We started out 235. Whatever, 232. My scale is not able to make up its mind what it wants to be, so I saw it stay at 232 the longest amount of time. So last 3 pounds of sweat. I'm surprised it was only that much because I feel like I'm really sweaty today. Oh well. Time for some chicken, creatine, and lots of water and energy. Oh, although it was a terrible day, I'm not gonna let that get too into my head. For today is chest day. And I love to do chest. We got, what, a high of, or best, of 245 last week, or was that 2 weeks ago? Either way, it's time to break that 245. I'm looking forward to that. Nothing gets me more pumped than lifting more weight than before. That is so refreshing. That is Celsius. I got that from Costco. It's little powder packets of Celsius. 100 milligrams of caffeine, and the flavor really, it's like thirst quenching, but also it tastes so good that you just want to drink all of it at once. But pretty tasty. Goes good with my chicken, also from Costco. Costco really needs to start paying me for these basically free ads. There we go. Got it open. Smells good. And it is good. So, I'm thinking when it is more humid outside, like today, I'm going to need to start wearing my bandanas again. Because those things soak up sweat a whole lot better than my hats that I wear. Unless I feel like running with something just to dab my eyes every now and then. I might do that also, along with my bandana. I don't know yet. I know there's just got to be a better way. Creatine. I'm not doing a dry scoop just because, I don't know, there's probably somebody saying, oh, it's better than drinking it with water. No. It's probably better than mixing it with water. No, I'm just doing it because I'm lazy. Okay then, the chest day. Let's see here. 135. Basically until I feel like I'm warmed up, which is usually about 12 reps. Might be less. Or I guess I don't want to tire myself out until I get to 245. That's where I'm going to be tired, obviously, but we want to keep enough in reserve so we can push on past 245. Maybe 250. Wait, no, I don't have the weights for 250, so I think it'll be 255, 5 on each side, added on. You'll see when we get there, if that doesn't make sense at the moment. Yeah! Good. Nice and warmed up. Don't want to accidentally pop something in my triceps or chest because I was stupid and didn't warm up. The older you get, the more important warming up is. Keep that in mind. Give myself a little recovery time while I wait to lift again. Don't want to do too much too fast. This is a long game, okay? Everybody lifts better when their muscles are a little more rested. So, let's relax. Take a little stroll. Soak in another nice day. It's not as nice as before, like I said, but it's nice enough. It's not middle of summer. This heat does wonders for the muscle to relax. It's much easier to relax muscle in the warm than it is in the cold. Thank goodness for space heaters in the winter. I'm not looking forward to freezing and waiting for my pole barn to heat up. It only takes 10 minutes really, but that's 10 minutes that are kind of like wasted. I actually like to come out here in the winter, come out to the pole barn, turn on that heat, let it get circulating, and then I go back into the house to, use the bathroom, maybe eat some protein or something, and then come back out here after 10 minutes, and then I'm good to go. The problem is that I have to be out in the elements to get from A, pole barn, to B, the house, which is, what would you say that is? 500 feet? It's not bad, at least if I want to go to the gym, it's not like a mile or so away, like most people. Yeah, you get used to a nice thing, and then you're like, oh, I wish it was better though. No, I don't think it gets better than that, than what I have here, unless you live in a mansion and your gym is part of your mansion. That'd be nice. But we don't live in a mansion. We live in a log house. Okay. Let's get back to this weightlifting. This lens, I noticed, is a little smudged. Let me unsmudge. That looks much better. I'm sorry for that poor quality, but now you can see me crystal clear. Lucky you. Okay. 225. I'm a little nervous. I only did 3 of these 225s. But we only have to get 1 255. So let's try 255 while I still have some energy in reserve. So that is 245. And then the only other thing I have for plates that's less than a 10 is a 5. I don't have any 2s or 2.5s. So that's why we have to do 255 instead of just 250. 255. Hopefully we can do this without passing out. I'm gonna be so ecstatic if I can do this. And I have not even close. Able to lift it up off of the J hooks, but that's it. Man, such a letdown day today. Oh well, you can't have the best days every day. If that were the case, then what is there to get excited about? You know what I mean? I'm gonna be working really hard to get to this 255, and that really hard work is gonna pay off one of these days. Next week, we will get 255, but we'll also change up the workout. It won't just be this for chest, because that might get boring for you guys. So, okay. So we're going to be doing some dumbbell press. I'm going to go straight into my heaviest dumbbells, which are 40s. Oh, I wish I had heavier dumbbells. This will work. We're doing this because I get way more of a stretch at the bottom. See? I don't have a bar getting in the way of my chest, so I can go much deeper. And we all know that the deeper you can go, the more you get to stretch out that muscle, which gives it more of an opportunity to grow. And we also learn that you don't need that heavy of weight when you're going nice and slow and controlled and deep like this, because your muscles will get much more tired this way than just pumping them out, you know, like this. So nice and slow. We get gains without heavy dumbbells, without heavier dumbbells. But if you have heavier dumbbells and you can do this, then please do what you feel like you can. But don't overdo it. This is an injury-free environment. It's a good idea to switch up your chest workout, even if you're just doing basically the same movement, because you're working different muscle groups, believe it or not, when you switch it up to a dumbbell press opposed to a barbell press. Each muscle, or each arm is using different muscles for stability instead of both working for a stability movement. So if your left arm is weaker than your right, you get the same amount of focus on both arms instead of just a focus that uses both arms, if that makes sense to you. You're able to adjust and hopefully strengthen the weaker arm. I tend to focus more, like when I'm bench pressing, I can tell that my right arm is stronger than my left, because when I'm really trying to push to get the weight off, the right side is more angled up than the left side. So clearly I need to work more on my left. And that's where the dumbbells come in handy. Let's go for another set. Good pump. Oh boy, that feels good. All right. My muscles are nice and worn down. My chest is nice and pumped. My triceps are nice and pumped. What else can you ask for? Definitely feel like I did what I came out here to do for chest day. I might not have made my personal best, but I have high hopes for next week. Anyways, get out there, enjoy your day, make some goals that you feel like are impossible, and break those goals. You can do it. I know you can. See you in the next video.